What's up, Chief Kingdom, and welcome back to the Arrowhead Kingdom Chiefs Cast show. Big reminder that all fans are invited to join us for game day. Visit arrowheadkingdom.org to learn more about the group and to find your local chapter. And please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. We are, as always, presented by Complete Weddings and Events, your leading provider of photo, video, DJ, photo booth, lighting, and day of coordination services. Visit them at completewedo.com. All right, good to see both of you again. It's been
good to see you too, Josh. Great.
Been a couple months. Been a couple months.
Been a couple of months. I mean, we finally are here. We got football, and that's great.
We're here. All right, so Brian, what have you been up to? Let's catch up with everybody. Brian, what have you been up to?
I moved from the Kansas City metro area to the Denver metro area, and now I am currently in Broncos territory. Yeah, I know. But I got to tell you, a lot of Chiefs fans around here, so it's not too bad. And quite frankly, the Broncos interactions have been kind of nice. So,
oh wow,
so I got to say,
the pot. It's the pot, Brian. It's the weed.
I like to. You know what? I'm also being very nice and respectful. You know what? I'm kind of rooting for Bo Nix a little bit, not against us, but
not against us.
Yeah, against us.
But a little bit. It's something about him that I like. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big believer getting that fourth Super Bowl in Kansas City, ahead of the rest of the AFC West. I think that changed the dynamic and, makes some of the interactions with Raiders and Bronco fans a little more tolerable,
Yeah, that's right.
I think so. Yeah. So, How about you, Josh? What have you been up to?
I've been up to the exact same stuff. Just working and rooting for the Chiefs.
Yeah. And me, I've been up to nothing but rehab. I had a stroke on August 2nd, and guys, my perspective has changed. It was a point where my whole right side was paralyzed. I couldn't walk. I couldn't get on the toilet. I had to have a nurse wipe my tail. That's crazy, man. But now I'm crushing it like Rocky Balboa, hands up. I'm running on the treadmill. I can walk without the cane. I just having trouble with my right arm. But I couldn't do that at first. So it's slowly coming back. By my 50th birthday, which is November the 25th, I should be back to me.
All right. Well, there you go.
That's what I like to hear. I like what is it about guys? I think it's a guy thing. It's just we have these wake-up calls like this, right? It's like we just need these loud wake-up calls. You have to answer them, right?
Loud. It's like God said, all right, come here, you ignorant bleep, bleep, bleep. Pop, pop, pop. Just slap you. You'd be like, oh, shit. You wasn't listening to me. I tried to tell you 10 times, but you just wasn't,
Do you guys consider yourselves Bill Burr fans?
I think so, yeah. Bill Burr.
Bill Burr, he's a comedian.
Oh, no, I haven't even checked him out. I'm going to have to check him out.
So his latest special's on Hulu. Do you have a Hulu subscription?
I do have a Hulu subscription.
Okay, so look up Bill Burr. His latest special is called The Drop Dead Years.
Oh, wow.
It really gets into everything you're talking about because he starts everything where he's talking about going to one of his friend's funerals. And he was born, and I want to say 67, which makes him almost 60,
Yeah, 50,
so
50.
Yep. So he's talking about all of his dynamic with his wife and everything like that. But he's like, that funeral for my friend was kind of a wake-up call. He's like, I'm a cranky old man at this point. I'm too young to die of natural causes, but I'm not too young to drop dead. And so that's his whole point. And it's what you said, men tend to drop dead or get loud wake-up calls. So I'm glad that you did the second one of those and got the loud wake-up call.
Hey, man, I am too. I'll take it any time of the month, Yeah.
Well, there you go. Okay. Well, we never really talked about that game that happened at the first part of February. I don't really know that there's much to say. We got Molly-Wop. That's pretty much it. We made it kind of interesting in the second half. But I mean, I got to be honest with you. Like if we're gonna have a situation where we're gonna sit there and lose like that, I just assume it'd be bad like that as opposed to something that's close we have to sit here and pine about. By the way, I just noticed my background's backwards, and I'm gonna try and change that right now.
All right. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Let me just throw something out there.
Okay.
That was such like our offensive line had done so well the whole season. It seemed like I got blindsided by like, where the heck did this come from? Felt like that Tampa Bay Super Bowl. I'm like, what the heck? I don't remember Mahomes being pressured like this so much. Dwayne, does that sound right to you?
I don't remember. I think he was pressured a lot in the Tampa Bay game, but the Philly game, oh my God, it seemed like it was worse. Like the pressure that they put on him was something to. I mean, if you're a coach and you coach defense, every defensive coordinator should have watched that game to see how you play spectacular defense. You know,
it was the quietest Super Bowl party I've ever been to, I think.
In my life. It was rough for me because I was the only one in the bar with Chiefs jersey. I had my brother Derek's jersey on and all that, and the whole bar was Eagles fans. And every score, they was walk, all in front of me. I just had to take it, you know.
Where did you watch this game?
I watched it at a cigar bar called Cigars International. And I walked in there thinking, okay, they usually have a good even amount of fans. As soon as I walked in there, I was like, oh shit, I'm in the Eagles then. And
I messed up.
Then the other part of me was like, fuck it, you're here, represent the Chiefs. Because I was thinking we were gonna win, and I was like, yeah. I was gonna talk trash to the whole bar. Like, yeah, you know.
But I've had one situation in my life where that worked out. Where I was in that situation. So there's a Jayhawk bar in Lawrence or in Milwaukee. Obviously there's one in Lawrence. There's a handful of Jayhawk bars.
There's at least one or two, yeah.
But this would have been, I want to say, the 2012 season where they lost to Kentucky in the final, the Anthony Davis, years or whatever. But their Final Four game, it was either Final Four or Elite Eight. I want to say it was Final Four, was against Ohio State. And at the time, I had a bunch of coworkers that were Ohio State grads, and they asked if we wanted to get together and watch the game. They're like, we're not going to the damn KU bar. I'm like, all right, I understood. We'll go to a different bar. So we go to a bar downtown. Being the fact that it's Big Ten country up here, the entire bar is sitting there rooting for Ohio State. Wow. And I remember Ohio State had a lead for the majority of that game. KU finally kept it close, got it close, and then at the very end, they poured it on and they won fairly comfortably. And so I went from getting just jawed at the entire game. I got up and I was walking around the bar, and then finally my friends were like, all right, you proved your point. We need to get out of here now.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta go.
I don't think it was ever that bad, but might have been. You might have been. I don't know.
Yeah. No, memories get lost in in time. So
yeah.
I'm sure you were completely reasonable.
I'm sure I was. Yeah. There's absolutely no way sitting in a bar for that long that I drank anything or
No, you are completely reasonable. I'm sure.
I usually don't drink, but man, I had about 6 beers. I was stressing. And then when the game was over, they formed a big tunnel and walked me out of there. They said, go.
No. Oh, no.
And I had to do that walk of shame.
That's rough. That is rough.
I was like, that's fine. I was ready to go anyway. I was like, yeah. Me and my wife was ready to go. I was like, come on. She was like, these people formed a Soul Train line. And I'm like, yes, they did. Yes, they formed a Soul Train line. And we're out of here.
See, I mean, that's the thing. You got a good story.
Cornelius was welcome to Soul Train.
They was like, out, get your ass out. I was like, no problem. You don't have to tell me twice.
Man,
that was a definitive statement, I would say, about the Eagles. That game. So, all right, humbly, congratulations to the Eagles. But
there you go.
Congratulations to Philly. Okay.
So getting into this season, I'm sure you guys watched the episode, but I, did a recording with my Philly fan friend who has the exact same birthday as me before both of the 2 Super Bowls. And one of the things that we talked about quite a bit during this last Super Bowl 59 preview was some level of expectation that there's a strong chance that we could be seeing a rematch this year. So based on the first 2 weeks of the season, how likely on a scale of 1 to 10 do you think it is that we see a Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl rematch?
7. I would say 7, Josh, because our only competition, we're going to be in the AFC Championship. Even though we started off 0-2, I have no doubt that we're going to be in the AFC Championship. But I don't know if we can beat Buffalo this year. I think it's going to come down to either us or Buffalo.
Brian, walk me through where your head's at on this one.
Whenever you asked that question, I was just thinking of the Buffalo Bills. I was just thinking about, imagine being a Buffalo Bills fan. Imagine being someone in their early 40s, 50s, watching, or 60s, right? Watching the Jim Kelly years, watching those years. And now here we are, the Josh Allen years, and what they have to, oh man, dude, this is, I mean, do you want to be a Jets fan with that, or do you want to be a Bills fan with this? What are we talking about here? But you're right. Dwayne's right. We're looking at the Buffalo Bills. If obviously the young season here that we have with 2 games into it, we gotta beat the Bills. Oh my gosh, who else is out there? I mean, we're looking at the Ravens.
The Ravens, I'm not scared about them. They always fall to us. Oh, they fall to us.
Oh my god!
But DeAndre Hopkins better there.
Yeah. I guess it boils down to this, right? How many injuries do we have? And we have suspensions going on. We have a lot of issues going on right now. But yeah, I mean, we have all the parts. We have all the talent. We have the coaching. We have the experience, right? We have what we need. Defense seems like it's doing what it needs to do at this point. We'd like to see improvement all around, obviously. Keeping the games where we need them to be to do great. Mahomes. We'll get to more into the details. I was looking at the stats that Mahomes has more rushing yards. Our running game has got to figure itself out now.
That's crazy.
It's got to really fit. And it will. Pacheco, Hunt, come on. They'll figure it out. We'll get it figured out. Those guys are studs. We know that. But Mahomes is just like, he's doing, he's still the engine. He's still the rock star we expect him to be. It's just, we have this dynasty. Every dynasty has its moment, seasons. Now the margins have gotten a little thinner, haven't they? We have thinner margins now, don't we?
It's just like what Colin Cowherd said, and it was a great example. He said Mahomes to the Chiefs is like the Apple Store in a dead mall. And I was like, damn, we got to bring that mall back to life,
Yep, exactly right. So I don't know, Josh, what do you think?
So what would you say? A scale of 1 to 10, Eagles Chiefs rematch likely.
Dwayne gave it a 7. I'm going to give it a 7.1.
Okay. Yeah.
Close to choice.
All right. I'm not going to go Bob Barker on you and say $1, but I'm going to give this a 5. I think there's a 50% chance on the AFC side. I can't say that I'm not afraid of like a Bills, or this does kind of feel like the year after we lost to the Bucks, the Brady Bucks, where we got sniped by the Bengals, and that was kind of the final nail in the coffin to really make the changes organizationally that we needed. If you go back to the Brady Belichick years, it was essentially 3 dynasties, and I'm sure you've seen the articles that argue Tom Brady's had 3 Hall of Fame careers. The middle one, we could be looking at a similar situation where Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid need to get into their middle section there. So I'm aware of the possibility that this could be a year where the Bills just finally get it done. Brian said, imagine being a Bills fan in your early 40s or even 60s for that matter. I don't have to imagine this because these are the people I work with now. I've supported a factory in Buffalo. Have a ton of coworkers from Central and Upstate New York, all Bills fans, and I'll tell you, they're gun shy to really say anything aside from just rooting for the Bills. But I think that they have a cautious optimism, similar to what I would say that I feel about the Chiefs. So I think that we're gettable this year based on what I'm seeing right now. But, I also kind of have this Aaron Rodgers relax, vibe when the Packers started 0-2 when he was in the middle of what I believe was his first MVP season of the two.
It sure was.
Having towards the end. Yeah. Over on the NFC side, part of what's making me hedge this as well, speaking of the Packers, they look pretty decent. I'll tell you, people locally around here are expecting Super Bowls. The graphic that I keep seeing is both of the two recent Packers Super Bowl wins. So the Favre one and the Rodgers one. The catalyst for the Favre Super Bowl in the 90s, Reggie White was traded to the Packers that year. And then for the Rodgers one, Charles Woodson was traded to Green Bay that year. So they're looking at Micah Parsons as the third coming of that.
Yeah.
My counterpoint or cautious optimism there is there were not any Viking or Lion teams that I remember that are going to be putting up the kind of fight that these two current ones are. And Jordan Love is not Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers. So
sure is not.
We'll see how this goes, but the Packers definitely have my attention. The Lions, I could see them, not hitting their window last year. Patrick Maher is a radio personality on Sirius XM, Mad Dog Radio. He does an evening show that's very, very focused on gambling. He's a Detroit guy. He's riding with the Lions, and he's like, we're supposed to get it done last year. We didn't. This is the year. Maybe they get it done. He also said that he wasn't putting a small fortune down betting on that, but here we go. So I think it's a 50-50. If I had to pick a Super Bowl matchup, I think that the Eagles-Chiefs rematch is about as good of a, guess as you could possibly come up with.
But here's the deal. If we have a Chiefs-Eagles rematch, I don't think we'll lose. Do you think we'll lose this time?
No, I mean, skipping ahead to the week 2 recap, we still need to talk about week 1. But we can kind of do this in reverse. I genuinely thought the Chiefs outplayed the Eagles for the most part this last Sunday. I thought they outplayed them. Situationally, the Eagles were significantly better. But in reality, that game came down to one play. I mean, let's just be real. That game came down to one play. Travis Kelce threw an interception.
Yes, that's exactly what I said.
He threw that interception. Patrick Mahomes did not.
It was right in his hands, and
I've compartmentalized this. I've watched Travis Kelce in the now 14 seasons that he's played for my favorite team, and I can think of 2 times that I've been furious with him because he lost a game. The other one was a couple years ago in December in Cincinnati when I was sitting in that stadium, and I watched him fumble a ball in the 4th quarter, and they lost by a field goal. That being said, 13 full seasons, 3 Super Bowls.
That's a pretty good track record, I would say. That's a very good track record.
You're okay to get a couple of these wrong. But just realistically, that game came down to one play. You can rib Andy Reid for going for it on 4th down in his half of the field early in the second half. That was a statement he was trying to make. He's lauded as a genius if it works. He's treated as a heel because it didn't. Similar, I think the AFC Championship game, they lost to the Bengals. The play that everybody goes back to is going for it with Tyreek Hill when you could have kicked the field goal before the end of the first half. That's the thing that everybody makes Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy and Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill a heel for at this point. But I was sitting in that stadium and I loved that they were trying to go for the jugular or step on the head of the drowning rat, to put things away in the first half. And I didn't have an issue with Andy Reid going for it on 4th down there. I kind of wish he would have just given it to Kareem Hunt up the middle and said, hey, stop me. But that's kind of hindsight 2020. But all things considered, the Chiefs did a good job. I thought the defense did absolutely everything you could expect them to.
Oh, they played
with Eagles on short halves the entire day. That Saquon Barkley 25-yard touchdown run was the lone thing they did, and there you go.
That's it. And Jalen Hurts, he's okay, but everybody's been, is he elite or is he not elite? I think he's an average to a little bit above average on an elite team, He's on one elite team.
He's got a little big game. He's got a little big game Bob in him. And,
he does. He does.
He's like a Robert Horry. You know, he's made a ton of winning shots.
Yeah.
He's not the guy that's going to drag you to the Super Bowl. That was Saquon last year. But, Hurts undeniably was, a big part of the motor that made that beatdown that we watched in February happen. But, looking at his line from this last game, he threw for 101 yards. He was 15 for 22. So what I see there is he did what he needed to, and
that's right.
He kept the ball clean. I don't believe the Eagles had any turnovers, but let me look here at that part.
No, I don't believe so neither.
It might be. Yeah, the Chiefs had 1, the Eagles had 0, 16-17 first downs, same amount of penalties. They were roughly the same on fourth down or on third down. Eagles converted 1 fourth down, and only when they went for it, Chiefs got 2 or 3. Eagles had the ball a little bit longer. They had shorter fields, but outside of that, Brian, did you notice anything different in that game?
I just noticed, not to talk about this game specific, just kind of everything together, stats wise. And I guess it does kind of roll into what we're talking about here is any kind of takeaway I have is the Chiefs' best running back right now is Patrick Mahomes, and that has to change.
Wow.
Has to change. How can we spread out the defense if we're not having getting Kareem Hunt and Pacheco doing what they do, what they're hired to do?
Why? I think about this, Brian. Why don't we use Smith more? Smith was a beast in college.
I honestly don't know. What do you think? I've not thought about that. That's a good question. What do you think?
He's played 2 games. He's had 1 carry. I'm looking at the stats right now. We've got 43 carries to 68 dropbacks. That's the play breakup. So we've got 13 carries apiece for Patrick Mahomes and Kareem Hunt. Pacheco's taken it 15 times. Both Hunt and Pacheco have 47 yards, and Patrick Mahomes has 123. So he's double what either of our 2, lead running backs are.
Remember when
more than both of them combined?
Remember when Pacheco got hurt last year? Kareem Hunt was he's the man. They're both fantastic. It's just I don't know if it's an offensive line situation, if it's just the fact that perhaps the defense just kind of zoned in the way they're supposed to. Maybe that when we play the Giants, maybe this is kind of the breakout confidence game we need for both those guys who are very confident, very capable. We just need to have a moment where it all kind of gels together kind of situation. But something's got to give. We can't have Mahomes is the playmaker, he's the engine, he's the guy. We know that. But we can't have him having to carry the rush load that we're seeing right now.
I would hate if we beat ourselves and the Giants win. I would really hate it.
So my panic meter is going to go off if we lose to New York. Seeing what their defense did, we have a better defense than the Cowboys. They don't have a defense from what I can tell at all. And, I've seen memes about, people posting fake posts from fake Twitter accounts or using AI generated stuff and having the Giants coordinator post offensive stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Fans trying to get the guy high. Yeah, brave new world we live in with that.
But
more than anything, I think running the ball more would be a good thing. I've seen more than one piece of analysis that says if you look at the running plays, it's all these, over-engineered design trap, misdirection type of plays. I have a very, very hard time saying that our offensive line can't do this when the center of our offensive line includes Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith. I refuse to believe that those guys can't block for a run. But, I also think that our line has probably been trained more to protect for pass than anything else. And, the edges are kind of failing. I think Jawan Taylor's becoming an issue, I think he's been an issue, but I think he's become an issue. We're at the point where we have to ride that out. We do need a new right tackle. I think that's pretty clear. But, what the coaching staff is telling me is that they don't have an obvious backup, but it's looking like Taylor's probably not going to play this Sunday. So maybe that situation corrects itself, and we'll see what that looks like.
What is Taylor injured?
I believe so. I'm looking at the
Worthy's coming back this game, isn't he? I saw that.
Worthy practice. So Worthy and Jawan Taylor as of today are questionable. Ooh. So Worthy was limited in practice today. Mike Dana, who was another injury this last weekend,
that hurts.
Questionable, and Fulton is questionable as well. So those are the 4 players that have made our injury report this week. The most important 2, I believe, are Worthy and Jawan Taylor, because as of today, they are questionable. Now, Royals was a full participant in practice today. Worthy was limited. I think getting either one of those 2 is a benefit for the offense on Sunday. If we can get both of them, that would be great.
You know what we need to do? We need to focus on Tyquan Thornton. Thornton is actually good. I think Mahomes and Reed should target him more.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Mahomes needs to see him when he's wide open. That's another thing that helps that game. That play ended up being a non-factor based on the 50-yard completion that Mahomes had shortly after that. However, the thing that we learned from that is if Patrick Mahomes is missing a wide open 75-yard window downfield there, that's some of the bigger problems. And I think that's the type of thing that Colin Cowherd's talking about when he says things like Patrick Mahomes is the Apple Store in a dead mall. know, so
I mean,
that's a piece that needs to get corrected.
I mean, obviously the best case scenario, like we get Rashee Rice back in 4 games. We're 0-2, so 4-2.
By the way,
yeah, so 4-2. Let's say we're 4-2, or Rashee Rice comes back, or let's say 3-3. We get Rashee Rice back. We get our and Worthy is healthy at that time. Then we got some major league players. I mean, obviously everyone's major league, but like we're talking is WR1 will be there. But yeah, I mean, Hollywood. Come on, you'll never hear me say anything nasty. Hollywood Brown I think he's been doing really well. So yeah, it's just patience, right? It's not panic time for me. It's patience time. We're not.
I agree. Assuming a win on Sunday, I will be genuinely panicked. I think the panic meter will probably be slightly over 50. It's not going to get to 100, because I'm also, remember when Alex Smith team, I don't remember what year it was, they started 0-5 and made the playoffs. So
yeah, they won 10 games in a row, right? I remember that.
Yeah. So there's that, but just looking at the schedule, we have the Giants, the Ravens, the Jags, the Lions. That's our next 4 game.
I have a question, by the way. I really have a question for everybody. Sleeper AFC teams. What do y'all think? We're talking about the Ravens, we're talking about the Bills, Chiefs. Is there any sleepers out there that you're thinking like, wow, they're looking really nice right now? Maybe they can make some noise or cause some problems, or maybe even make a run. Do you have any opinions on that?
Yes, I do. Los Angeles Chargers. Sleeper.
So are they a sleeper? Are they a sleeper? Are they just simply the team that everybody's been saying is going to dethrone the Chiefs in the AFC West for the last 5 years, and it just hasn't happened?
That's true.
I mean, they haven't done anything, and the Chiefs have won this division so many times that really anybody else from the AFC West is kind of a sleeper. The team, if I'm going to talk about a real, like, true blue defined sleeper that absolutely nobody saw coming, how about Indiana Jones and the Indianapolis Colts?
Oh my God!
I had the Colts. That's where I was at. Colts. Yeah.
That's a sleeper. That's a sleeper. That's a sleeper. If all of a sudden, just looking at the rest of the teams,
Jonathan Taylor last year had such a quiet year, but I know that guy he's a stud. Jonathan Taylor runs that ball. He's really great.
Yeah.
And he's having his first 2 games are really good. So I'm like, okay, whoa, this is different. And I don't follow the rest of the team so much. I do follow him. And like, okay, they're looking pretty good.
The Chargers are a fine answer because they haven't done anything. And the real sleeper thing is them figuring out how to play in December when it's cold. That's the same thing as calling, the Baltimore Ravens a sleeper in the playoffs, because they usually mess that up. So throw a jab there. So the Bills, I would say, are in the pole position to take advantage of a down Chiefs year. After that, Baltimore. After that, we'll say the Chargers. I guess you could call, a Broncos team that everybody had high hopes for a bit of a sleeper as well. But for me, the true blue sleeper is the Colts, and I could potentially see them making noise because they seem nasty at this point. And I won't rule out a thought of Mike Vrabel-led Patriots team manages to click and get in as a wild card and win a game, and him possibly having enough juice within there to
Drake
win a second one if there's a matchup. So Colts and Patriots are my answer.
Wow. Okay. All right. Nice. And Dwayne is Chargers. Looking at Chargers
and the Colts.
Yeah. Now I know what Chargers. I mean, I don't know, Josh. You were at the game in Brazil, so I don't know if you saw something we didn't see, but I guess it kind of goes back to what historically we've been looking at over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So, but the Colts are looking pretty nasty, and the Bengals were. Well, I mean, Burrow got hurt, right? So it looks like it's not looking so good for him then now.
So. I mean, the Bengals are a dark horse for the first overall pick.
What do you think about Pittsburgh? Aaron Rodgers.
Ooh, Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think much of them at all because their defense sucks, and they have the most expensive defense and they suck. I mean, no point in thinking about the Steelers.
Well, let me think here.
So
I wanted Aaron Rodgers to go with the Jets. I'm still kind of heartbroken about that. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. I bought an Aaron Rodgers shirt over here at the kind of like it was like, is that one of those outlet stores you got over here in Castle Rock, Colorado? And it had like a Jets and it had Rodgers. It was marked down from $40 to like $16. I'm like, oh, I have to have that. So I have an Aaron Rodgers Jets shirt for $16. I don't know. The Jets have good color. The green color, I like it. So now that's one. But now it doesn't do any good because he's playing for the Steelers now. So, but
that makes it better. What are you talking about? That makes that shirt better.
I wear that thing everywhere.
That shirt is you celebrating a bad thing, or something not working out horrendously in the biggest market in the U.S. That's what you're doing. That is what you're doing.
A lot of girlfriends have
Well, exactly. You're wearing that shirt to, get a rise out of people, and it's their choice if they decide to do it. But that's
looking forward. I work at the grocery store all the time. I'm like waiting for Jets fans. Like, hey, Jets, right? I'm like, yeah, man, Jets, Jets, bud, love them. So.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I'm looking at the thing now. Steelers. We'll see what happens. Ravens win. Chargers. I don't know. Broncos. You want to talk about Broncos? I'm a Broncos country. What do we think about the Broncos?
I thought their loss to the Colts was hilarious.
Yeah, me too.
That sucks. Yeah, that was rough. They're right there. Right? And just kind of mental error made that happen.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, you started the topic of the Chargers game. To tell you what I saw at a game.
Okay.
Looking at the game objectively, what I saw was a well-prepared John Harbaugh team that came in and took care of business, and then I saw an unprepared Chiefs team that had their entire game plan. Well, actually, I can't even say if they were prepared. Their entire game plan was scuttled within 3 plays when Kelce ran into Worthy.
Yeah,
I have no idea what their game plan was going to be, but I'm pretty sure it was feeding the ball to Worthy pretty often. And when that suddenly goes away, that's a pretty big adjustment to make, especially when you had, a John Harbaugh team with a full offseason to be upset about just life in general and want to stick it to the Chiefs. Our defense was unprepared. Our defense wasn't prepared to contain Herbert.
Defense played horrible.
Defense was bad. But being in the stands for that game, São Paulo was interesting. São Paulo was interesting. It's the biggest metro area in North and South America combined.
Wow.
It's over 23 million people. Biggest thing that I noticed, they do not have freeways.
Really?
Like at all. There was a freeway out to the airport, but outside of that, it was surface street, boulevard type of stuff. And, I'm not going to say that Sao Paulo is undeveloped. I mean, it was a pretty modern city, but, it's not, like being in LA or New York or something like that. From a size standpoint, if you think of the LA metro area with the entire valley and then Orange County and everything, that's probably about what the girth was like. But then you're on surface streets the whole time. It took an hour in an Uber to get 5 miles.
Wow. So it's not built around cars. Like think about like the American like Midwest or expanding to the West. Just like cars invention to get to Dallas to Texas is a good example of all these like roads built around cars. Whereas if you go to this Sao Paulo, like, okay, so not really big on developing things around cars, so we're gonna be using surface streets. Or
I took it more as there wasn't really a plan. It was bad city planning, but you get to 23 million people and you don't already have this freeway infrastructure. It's kind of hard to put it in on the back end. It's just making it happen. Their train system was pretty decent. We had a bit of a kerfuffle getting onto that. We went to go buy our tickets at the train station. You had to have cash at the window, and the only way to use the ATM was to have a Brazilian debit card.
Oh dear!
Wow.
Yeah. So we had a friend. Shout out to Eric from California, who made friends with somebody at the stadium when we were trying to get there, who was able to WhatsApp us some train tickets to get there. So that was a solid come through.
Oh,
I'll get the lady's name right as well.
That is rough. Yeah. So I can't use my debit card. I just whenever I need.
You could not.
Pay Bitcoin with my phone.
Shout out to Thai Sanchez for helping us out. Big language barrier. Everybody speaks Portuguese. My wife speaks Spanish. I can generally knucklehead my way through conversations, and I know enough Spanish that I can get something to eat and drink, and get myself through a conversation to get into a hotel room.
Portuguese. Donde es el baño?
Yeah, there you go. Portuguese was difficult, but it was still fun. The atmosphere at the game was fun. It was a bunch of people just enjoying the sport. I can't tell you that there's a bunch of NFL fans down in Sao Paulo, similar to the way there was in Frankfurt. Over in Frankfurt, there are a ton of European American football fans that were just thrilled that they finally had a game that they didn't have to fly across the Atlantic Ocean for. I don't necessarily believe that was the situation down in Sao Paulo. It was just throwing a stick in the ground in a massive market saying, hey, here's another sport that you can consider, and you're trying to get fans. For the most part, people were cheering for the game, if that makes sense. So anytime a big play was made, you had people cheering. Some of the most interesting stuff is the Chargers were the home team, so I'd say by default more people were cheering for the Chargers. That does not mean there weren't more Chiefs jerseys. You would see somebody in a Patrick Mahomes jersey cheering when he got sacked, or cheering when Justin Herbert broke off a long run to get a first down. It was people just being into the game,
All I have to say is that their national anthem slaps.
Yeah,
That's a great national anthem.
Carol G was a great halftime show too.
That's fantastic.
Which she is a headliner for Coachella now.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. So Coachella, they do 2 weekends. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they repeat it. Friday is Sabrina Carpenter. Saturday is Justin Bieber. Sunday is Carol G. So Carol G is closing down Coachella.
Wow.
And it was interesting because my wife made a comment. Carol G is Colombian, and she made a comment about how I don't know that she's that big, blah blah blah. And then a couple weeks later, she's headlining Coachella. I'm like, yeah, Carol G's a little bigger than you thought.
How fun! Well, it was fun to hear the game. It was fun to see the home of the Chiefs, and that's like, oh yeah, that's what that is. But Chargers, they're 2-0 right now. Oh my gosh. This is a must win, right? This game coming up against the Giants. We have to maybe this is like a statement game. Really have to put our flag on the ground on this one.
Well, so Brian, we used to do a segment with Chris Thomas where if this week was a song, I think we should do that. I hate to put both of you guys on the spot, but I think I've got a perfect one. If this week was a song, the song is Flight of the Conchords, Business Time. It's business time.
It's business time. Yeah, that's a funny song. I like that song.
Or you could go with the Tiesta song, Let's Get Down to Business. Or just
also good. A lot of business focused songs. Taking care of business. It's also goodbye.
Taking care of business. There you go.
Bachman Turner Overdrive's a good one. I would say just like I don't know if there's a song called "Get It Done." Or all I do is just win, please. I don't know. But we some sort of statement has to happen.
That's right.
We've I mean, gosh, I'm going to be looking at that running game this game right now. So this coming up.
Me too.
Let's put it this way. You know what the Lions did to the Bears this last Sunday?
Yeah.
We need to do that. We need to go out and just put 50 on the Giants and be like, look, we're still the defending AFC champions. We've still played in the 3 Super Bowls.
We got to do what the Cowboys did to the Giants.
Yeah.
Remember texting you, Dwayne? Remember that? It was like, I think this is a crime against humanity right now.
Yeah, that's right.
So it can be what the Cowboys did as long as you're just talking about the offense. We need what that Lions offense did to the Bears, what that Cowboys offense did to the Giants, but we need what our defense did to the Eagles.
That's right.
And that's
all right. Okay, Dwayne, what are you looking at this game? What specifically do you think you're looking at?
This game, I'm looking for Thornton to get more touches, more passes, throw the ball downfield. I'm looking for Pat Mahomes to just chunk it. And I believe in Thornton. I'm looking for Thornton to come up. I'm looking for Juju to actually return to what he was 2 or 3 seasons ago. And Hollywood, I mean, you're infatuated with Hollywood, but he's not shown me anything yet. I think he's a bit overhyped, and I'm looking for Hollywood to live up to his name. Hopefully we can have Worthy back and catching and using that speed. That would spread the field out, make it a whole lot. I can't think of the word, but make it spreadable. You know,
make the offense more dynamic.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, how many times over the last few seasons where we've been worried about drops and all that, and
we've been worried about drops the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, my gosh, it's just been going on, and now we have injuries. I just want a nice, like, consistent, predictable wide receiver situation. But this is football, so that's how it goes. But you know what? Mahomes is a nice, consistent engine of productivity that we expect, and we just got to give him the talent and the targets that he needs to do what he does.
This Travis Kelce. Oh my God! Please, I know you're happy, my man. Congrats to you and Taylor Swift, but guy, you have to get your head in the game. And Mahomes, don't be scared to throw it to Noah Gray. Noah Gray is the guy.
Noah's great. He's great. Yeah. A lot of targets to work with. Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm like, we're back to patience, not panic. All the pieces are there. How many games last season? How many 1-score games did we have? Right. It's just, and now maybe we're paying the piper a little bit right now. So, but yeah, we just gotta. I think it's gonna click. I think it's gonna click this game. I'll be looking. Back to what I said earlier. That rushing game. I really want to see some big rushing numbers or something, some sort of talent breakout click moment with the getting Pacheco and Hunt what they need so they can use those legs and their strength to, it seems like the defenses are just focusing on Mahomes throwing it or scrambling. Like, that's not going to work. We really got to get our studs running, run our studs. So I'm going to be looking at that for sure.
Yeah, same. This is a get right game. Just win the way you're supposed to.
Yeah,
that's right.
No, I think we have all the talent there. Yeah, just
against this team is big.
and don't let Russell Wilson look like he looked last week. That's crazy. We cannot have Russell put 400 on us. That's wild.
Oh my gosh, Russell Wilson. I like how around here, by the way, a lot of his jerseys in the Denver Metro, like if you go to Ross or you go to TJ Maxx.
Wow.
And well, that's the thing is like he also has his own like Nike brand, right, with his logo on it, and as the logo, like the logo, the Nike swoosh, right. So we see that, right, it's marked down from $40 to like $8. We're like, oh wow, Nike for $8. But
so it's cheaper to buy a Russell Wilson jersey than an Aaron Rodgers shirt.
Oh yeah, oh totally, yeah. And
you're not trolling anybody correctly around there, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, we have a lot of Nike gear. It has Russell Wilson stuff, his logo. But which, by the way, I mean, respect. He is a very accomplished quarterback. It's just around here, it's kind of obviously Broncos fans are kind of have a nasty.
You're gonna buy that jersey and be like, Broncos country, let's ride.
Let's ride.
he didn't accomplish anything there.
Well, he made a lot of money, so I'm happy for him on that one.
Oh, he won in life. That's how you rob the bank. Him and Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson is robbed. He has pulled the biggest heist in football history.
Now,
and that probably pulled the biggest heist in sports history.
Yes, he has.
That's funny.
I mean, more than anything, I would say, can you think of a worse contract that was executed? There's all the what if games, and I'm talking about just in general. There's a whole what if game. Yahoo had the opportunity to buy Google for $3 billion. You know, some stupid number like that. And they're just like, ugh, we don't value it that high. Now, when's the last time you've heard of anybody searching anything on Yahoo?
Yeah. I use Yahoo for financial checks, but yeah, for financial like stocks. But yeah, it's not exactly a search engine. I use it for other stuff.
Yeah, I use their fantasy sports platforms. I use their email, but I don't.
But it's not search engine.
Anything on Yahoo? What are you talking about?
No, don't do that.
You Google something. Yahoo will never be a verb.
Nope. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny how those things work. Someone said it. I don't know who it was. They're talking about the Nvidia stock, which went up from like $2 a share to $175 a share. And someone's like, "Why couldn't you see that?" I'm like, do you have a crystal ball? And
well, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So
exactly.
It's just it. Well, you know what? If that's a contract, it says you owe me that, you pay me my money. That's what it was. That's how it worked out. So who knows?
The worst part about it was that the team knew better.
Yeah,
that is. If they knew better, then
the team knew better, and they had Baker Mayfield on their roster.
Oh my God, they had him there. Now look at him. Now think about it.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. That sounds like a blog post.
Baker got the last laugh. He really did.
Yeah, I think I read that blog post. That's a good idea. Like biggest kind of money moments like that, or what should I call contract? Well, I mean contract fumbles for the team, not the player. Get your money, get your sign.
There you go.
Your name's on the contract. That's the number. Take it. Go. Do whatever. You win. But like whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Biggest downsides.
No, you should. Biggest contract fumbles. I think it's a great blog.
I'll have to write that down. I'll write that blog.
All right. Well, I think we're all predicting a Chiefs win this Sunday over the Giants. So let's get a score. Brian, what is your score prediction for this game?
I want a statement win. I expect a statement win. I'm gonna say Giants 14. And I'll give Chiefs, let's see, what do you know? 31.
Wow. I don't have it that way. I have it a lot closer. I have it 24-21 Chiefs. And everybody's going to be like, wow, New York fought them good. They played them down to the wire.
Yeah. I'm going to go 35-24. I think it ends up being a comfortable win, but the Giants do put some points up.
All right. Hey, we got 3 different kind of scenarios here. So we have a text group or a Facebook group. I'll be messaging you guys throughout the game. We'll see who comes out closest.
Sounds good. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap us for tonight. So until next time, go
Chiefs.
Chiefs.